The striped spinefoot fish, known scientifically as Siganus javus, is a strikingly beautiful species belonging to the family Siganidae, also referred to as the rabbitfish family. This species, often found in the Indo-Pacific region, is easily recognized by its long, slender body, covered in intricate horizontal stripes that range from yellow to dark brown or black. These stripes provide not only a visually captivating pattern but also play a significant role in the fish's ability to blend into its natural habitat. The striped spinefoot is a common sight in coral reefs and shallow coastal waters, where its distinctive appearance and behavior make it a unique and important member of the reef ecosystem. As its name suggests, one of the most notable features of the striped spinefoot fish is the presence of sharp, spine-like structures near its dorsal fin. These spines are used as a defense mechanism against predators, making the fish less palatable or harder to capture. These spines are not only a physical adaptation but also a reflection of the fish's evolutionary strategy for survival in the competitive and sometimes dangerous world of coral reefs. The venomous spines, which are capable of delivering a painful sting, serve as a deterrent to potential predators, ensuring the fish's survival in the complex food webs of reef ecosystems. The striped spinefoot's coloration and body shape are well suited for life among the coral reefs. The dark vertical stripes that run across the fish's body serve as camouflage, helping it blend into the reef environment. These patterns break up the fish's outline, making it harder for predators to spot it as it darts through coral structures or hides among rocks. Additionally, the species' body is elongated and laterally compressed, which allows it to navigate through tight crevices and coral formations with ease, enhancing its ability to escape from threats. This species of rabbitfish is primarily herbivorous, feeding on algae and seagrasses, which are abundant in the shallow waters where it resides. The striped spinefoot plays an important role in controlling the growth of these plants, helping to maintain the balance of the reef ecosystem. By grazing on algae, it prevents the overgrowth of certain types of marine vegetation that could otherwise suffocate coral reefs. In this way, the fish contributes to the overall health and stability of the coral reef, as unchecked algae growth can lead to a decline in coral health by blocking sunlight and hindering the coral's ability to photosynthesize. The diet of the striped spinefoot is not just limited to algae. It also feeds on a variety of other plant matter, including seagrasses, which are vital to the overall productivity of coastal ecosystems. Seagrass beds serve as nurseries for many marine species, providing shelter and food for juvenile fish and invertebrates. The striped spinefoot, by consuming seagrass, indirectly impacts the populations of these organisms, further underlining its role in the food web. Although its feeding habits are primarily plant-based, this fish may occasionally consume small invertebrates or detritus when plant material is scarce, but it is largely reliant on the vegetation available in its habitat. In terms of habitat, the striped spinefoot is most commonly found in coral reefs, lagoons, and shallow coastal waters, often in areas with abundant seagrass beds. These environments provide the fish with ample food and shelter, which are essential for its survival. Coral reefs, in particular, offer a dynamic and complex habitat where the fish can find shelter in crevices and among coral formations, allowing it to avoid predators. The species is typically found at depths of up to 30 meters, though it can be observed in shallower waters as well, especially during the day when it comes closer to shore to feed. The reproductive habits of the striped spinefoot are closely tied to its environment. These fish exhibit a unique spawning behavior, where males and females come together in large groups during the breeding season. The process involves the release of eggs and sperm into the water column, where fertilization occurs externally. This form of reproduction is typical of many marine species, and the striped spinefoot's external fertilization strategy ensures a high number of offspring. The eggs are left to drift with the currents until they hatch, with the larvae being carried to various parts of the reef, where they grow and eventually mature into adult fish. While the striped spinefoot is not considered to be a species at risk, it faces threats similar to many other reef-dwelling species. Coral reef degradation due to climate change, pollution, and destructive fishing practices poses significant challenges to the survival of the species. Coral reefs are highly sensitive ecosystems, and as their health declines, so too does the viability of species that depend on them, including the striped spinefoot. Furthermore, overfishing in some areas has reduced the populations of herbivorous fish like the striped spinefoot, which can have cascading effects on the ecosystem. By overharvesting these species, humans are unintentionally disrupting the balance of the food web, leading to an increase in algae and a decline in the health of coral reefs. In some regions, the striped spinefoot is also subject to the aquarium trade, as its vibrant colors and unique shape make it a popular choice among marine aquarium enthusiasts. However, capturing these fish for the aquarium trade can have detrimental effects on wild populations, especially if they are not properly managed. This has led to calls for sustainable fishing practices and stricter regulations on the collection of reef fish, including the striped spinefoot, to ensure that these species can continue to thrive in their natural habitats. Efforts to protect coral reefs and the species that inhabit them are crucial for the continued existence of the striped spinefoot. Conservation initiatives, such as the establishment of marine protected areas, MPAs, play an essential role in preserving the delicate balance of these ecosystems. MPAs allow for the recovery of overexploited fish populations and the regeneration of damaged coral reefs. Additionally, promoting sustainable fishing practices and reducing pollution can help alleviate some of the pressure on coral reef species. Public awareness campaigns that educate people about the importance of reef ecosystems and the species that rely on them, such as the striped spinefoot, are vital in fostering long-term conservation efforts. The striped spinefoot's role in coral reef ecosystems goes beyond just its feeding habits. As part of the larger marine food web, it provides sustenance to a variety of predators, including larger fish and predatory invertebrates. This positions it as an important species within the context of marine biodiversity, underscoring the interconnectedness of all reef organisms. Protecting the striped spinefoot, along with other species that inhabit coral reefs, is not only essential for their survival but also for the health and resilience of these ecosystems. The striped spinefoot fish, Cygnus javis, continues to impress not only with its striking appearance and vital ecological role but also through its ability to adapt to various environmental pressures. As a reef fish, it has developed a unique set of behaviors and survival strategies that allow it to thrive in its sometimes challenging, predator-rich environment. These adaptations, along with the species' ability to interact with a variety of other organisms in its ecosystem, make the striped spinefoot a remarkable example of how marine life evolves and survives within the complex web of reef interactions. One of the most fascinating aspects of the striped spinefoot is its ability to contribute to the resilience of coral reef ecosystems. As a herbivore, it plays a critical role in preventing the overgrowth of algae on coral reefs, which can otherwise smother coral and prevent the photosynthesis necessary for coral health. In this way, the striped spinefoot helps ensure that coral reefs remain productive and capable of supporting a wide range of marine life. This grazing behavior also benefits other organisms in the reef ecosystem, such as fish and invertebrates, that rely on the structure of healthy coral for shelter and food. Despite its role in maintaining the balance of coral ecosystems, the striped spinefoot's relationship with algae is a double-edged sword. While it is beneficial for the fish to consume algae to prevent overgrowth, it also highlights the delicate balance between the species and the health of the reef. As coral reefs continue to face the challenges of climate change, ocean acidification, and pollution, algae growth can become excessive, often as a result of increased nutrient levels in the water. This overabundance of algae can outpace the grazing efforts of herbivores like the striped spinefoot, making it even more important to protect the health of these reefs in order to ensure that the fish can continue its role in the ecosystem. The striped spinefoot's ability to adapt to changing environments is further seen in its feeding behavior. During the dry season or when food is scarce, the fish may shift its diet slightly, incorporating more opportunistic feeding behaviors. While it is primarily herbivorous, the striped spinefoot is not strictly limited to plant material. It may consume small invertebrates or detritus when available, ensuring that it can survive when its preferred food sources are limited. This dietary flexibility adds another layer of resilience to the species, as it can navigate through periods of environmental stress and still manage to sustain itself. The interactions between the striped spinefoot and its environment extend beyond just its feeding and grazing habits. These fish are also an important part of the social structure within coral reef communities. Although typically solitary, they are often seen in small groups, particularly during the breeding season. During this time, their interactions with other fish are more pronounced, as males display more active and territorial behaviors to protect their mating grounds. These social behaviors, while primarily focused on reproduction, also contribute to the larger dynamic of the reef's fish populations, influencing the distribution and movement patterns of various species within the ecosystem. Another interesting aspect of the striped spinefoot is its ability to communicate and interact with other fish species. While not known for complex social structures, striped spinefoots can be seen engaging in behaviors that suggest a level of communication, particularly when defending territory or coordinating movements during foraging. In some cases, these fish will cooperate with other herbivorous species to graze algae in specific areas of the reef, taking turns to feed while others remain on guard against potential predators. These interactions highlight the importance of community and cooperation in maintaining the delicate balance of reef ecosystems. The reproductive habits of the striped spinefoot, although not fully understood, also play a key role in the species' survival. During the spawning season, males will aggressively defend territories that are favorable for the release of eggs. This behavior not only ensures the safety of the eggs but also encourages successful fertilization by attracting females to these well-protected areas. The species' ability to reproduce in large numbers, combined with the external fertilization method, ensures that the population can sustain itself despite the pressures placed on the species by environmental challenges. The sheer number of offspring produced each season increases the chances of survival for the species, as only a fraction of the young will survive to maturity in the complex reef environment. Despite the striped spinefoot's ability to thrive in certain conditions, the ongoing threats to coral reef ecosystems remain a significant challenge. Climate change has been identified as one of the most serious threats to coral reefs, with rising ocean temperatures and acidification causing coral bleaching and widespread reef degradation. These environmental changes disrupt the balance of the entire reef system, and as the habitats that the striped spinefoot depends on begin to deteriorate, the survival of the species is increasingly at risk. Coral bleaching, in particular, has severe implications for species like the striped spinefoot, as it leads to a loss of habitat and food sources. In addition to climate change, human activities such as pollution, overfishing, and coastal development continue to impact coral reefs. The destruction of coral reefs through activities like dynamite fishing, coral mining, and sedimentation can lead to a loss of biodiversity, affecting not only the striped spinefoot but also countless other species that rely on these ecosystems. Furthermore, the accumulation of plastic waste and other pollutants in the oceans is having a detrimental effect on marine life. Herbivorous fish like the striped spinefoot may ingest harmful plastics while feeding, leading to potential health issues that can affect their populations. Conservation efforts aimed at protecting coral reefs are therefore critical for the survival of the striped spinefoot. Marine Protected Areas, MPAs, have proven to be an effective tool in safeguarding biodiversity and ensuring that reef ecosystems can recover from overexploitation. In these protected zones, fishing activities are restricted, and coral reefs are given the opportunity to regenerate. Research into the ecology of the striped spinefoot, as well as its role within reef communities, is essential for developing effective conservation strategies that can help protect this species and the wider reef ecosystem. Public education and awareness campaigns also play a crucial role in the conservation of the striped spinefoot and other reef species. By raising awareness about the importance of coral reefs and the threats they face, communities can be empowered to take action to reduce their environmental impact. Sustainable fishing practices, waste reduction, and support for conservation initiatives can all help mitigate the pressures on reef habitats and ensure that species like the striped spinefoot continue to thrive in the wild.